Is up a service line, like when we had our lines checked here getting ready for the inline. We discovered that one of the businesses, their line was half full of grease. And they didn't know it, and
But if it can't get through, doesn't that tell you that you have the problem that you're looking for anyways? If it's an obstructed pipe, I mean, that's all you're
Yeah,
looking for.
and that's
right?
one thing you use it for. Really, what this is you're using is to condition, figure out condition ratings for all your pipes, so you know, hey, what's this material, what's it made out of, where's the crack on it. And, it is the price tag when you first start thinking about it is high. But on the flip side, you're trying to be proactive with what you're doing instead of guessing, and this is something that would probably.
Well, I'm just thinking the opportunity cost, that's another truck, I mean, you could get a truck for that, that you're gonna use every day. Are you using?
What's your projected ROI on this, based off of being able to catch these and fix stuff before it breaks?
I guess I don't have a projection because I can do that if you'd like.
How often have we had to?
I guess when I really looked at, it's more just what's the cost to get them done by somebody outside. And we could do about a third of our system for this, we don't really have a program right now, so it's, it's hard for me to say, we would use this, we're spending this much on getting them televised since we're not really televising them right now. So instead, we kind of went the route of how much televising we get done with this system versus just buying the system.
Jim, how often have you had to have someone come in and do this with our lines?
not since I've become director right now. Previous to that, I'm not sure. I contacted several businesses to get an estimate on what it would cost to have it done, because we do have several lines that, besides our routine flushing, like apparently every 3 years, that we have to keep track of. But we have no idea why we have to keep track of them. And this is going to tell us, most of the older lines in town are clay pipe. And you're familiar, contraction, heat, a lot of that clay pipe is probably cracked and roots coming in the joints and stuff, but we have no way of knowing. It's not like a water main where you're going to find out in a hurry that you got a break. I mean, we could run across one where it'd been broken for 20 years and there's a hole under it. And we wouldn't have any idea. This gives us the proactive area of knowing where bad areas are and being able to fix them on our time limit instead of an emergency show.
I like the fact that it's proactive.
I'm all for being proactive, I'd just like to see some more data behind it, some numbers to show,
What kind of numbers
it's tough because you're hitting this, moving target there, it's an unknown, I guess, but.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, I know what you're saying, it's just the part is, we don't do anything like this right now. So that's where it's difficult. It's really implementing something brand new of saying, we're gonna go out there and actually look and see what we've got on the ground, and we could hire it now, we could do it every few years, just little bits at a time. But I can try to figure out ways to cost justify it, but you're really going out there just trying to find stuff.
I guess two questions I have is there any other use within the city outside of just wastewater inspection that this could be used for?
Storm sewer.
So basically those are the only two major that you could use it for. And then the second question I had is if local communities do not have a system like this outside of us, is this something that we could potentially lease out or rent to another community to recoup some of that investment that we've made if they don't have a local, smaller community doesn't have it? Because obviously if we're not going to be using it the entirety of the year, is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, you could. The private concern I have is typically a lot of companies that do these will send the operator with it. And so, you could figure out what that whole price tag is. But it's going to be pretty special. You're going to have to know how to run it. And then we're also letting somebody else use it. I guess a third thing we can use it for is looking at manholes. You can stick it on a pole and, looking at them that way. I guess one thing we were talking about in the office too, it is because it's taken me a while to use that price tag too, but the the expense of a backup or an insurance claim, those types of things. It's really what we're trying to avoid. That's kind of why we spend a lot of money doing the back truck and then getting everything so we can jet them out. And that's kind of the other component of this is, we want to avoid those things, so.
Would any other communities in this area have one of these? Like this Salina?
Well, yeah, Salina would have a couple of them. I don't know, Jim, did he say how many?
I was trying to think of the community he was demoing right after us, because
Clay
they're
Center?
looking,
It's Clay
they were
Center.
looking, Clay Center?
Yeah,
They were
Clay
looking
Center.
at a brand new trailer instead of a used one.
There was
So
an
they aren't
article,
getting out anymore.
there's an article in the Swan paper here a few weeks ago about Salina's waste operations, and there was a part of the article was on this type of equipment that they use as a preventative maintenance in their city to help alleviate problems before they start and identify problems so they can, get them fixed. We all know what it cost when we got into the basements the last time, which wasn't because of a plug, but it's expensive. And it's not pleasant to deal with from our past experience being on the council.
Well, it's a lot cheaper to fix something when it starts to fail versus once it's failed, actually taking something offline and having to work around that while you're trying to repair it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's something we don't have to necessarily approve tonight, we can do some more thinking, exploring, I can figure out ways to better explain it, again, I guess, once you guys, it's not a toy, it's definitely a tool. Things are expensive, and I understand that.
I think it's good, I think it's a good movement in the right direction, but I'd like more time to think about it. And I'd like to motion to table it till next meeting, give it some more thought.
Yep.
How long will this be available?
You didn't give me,
Yeah, I mean, he did sell it at any time, which is fine.
they're
Yeah.
upgrading their equipment, but for this particular
2
unit,
weeks.
I
2 weeks.
don't have a
Yeah.
time limit.
If it's not there in 2 weeks, it just wasn't meant to be.
So that's your motion.
That's my motion.
I have a motion from Councilman Miller that we table this, second by Councilman Miller. Any further discussion? No further discussion, those in favor of table, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
Aye.
Motion tabled. Entertain a motion for adjournment. Moved by Councilman McMillan that we adjourn. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Councilman Ponto. Those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. We're now adjourned. We'll go into the work session. Katie, do you have anything at this time?
No, I sure don't.
Thank you. Jason?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move this around a little bit this evening. I think we have quite a few people here from the Little Red Schoolhouse on these issues. And so, Jason, I know you had some information, so I'll turn it over to you from the Little Red Schoolhouse.
Yeah, so a couple of months ago, you'll remember I kind of wrote this memo, kind of with 3 different options, kind of talking about, hey, kind of some different ideas of how to fix it, how much, and I've gotten different opinions from all over the place on what's going to take to fix it. We just know it's going to take some dollars and some time and effort. And again, that's a pretty easy component of this whole discussion. Kind of that third option was kind of talking about, let's see what the community wants to come up with, how can we, make it a sustainable solution, and kind of keep moving forward, dealing with the rear structure that's kind of falling apart and failing. And so those conversations have been going on. Obviously, I talked with Terry, I had an interview with him. He wrote some great articles on it. So the community's gotten kind of involved, and that's kind of what we wanted to see and see where this head down the road. So I kind of wanted to put on the list to make sure we could all talk about it in case there's some feedback. And basically, the way I'll leave it is that there is a group, just a couple of citizens that are working on kind of a plan, for a viability plan, I guess I would say. First of all, what's it going to take? What's the recommendation to fix it? So obviously I've had a few people look at it. John Cachette and I are going to go up there tomorrow. He's going to kind of put a formal little recommendation together of what he thinks it's going to take to get it up to snuff, those types of things. So we're going to consider that. And then kind of determine the same group we're going to work on. Basically, I have 3 questions I want to answer: is how to fix it, or what exactly needs to be fixed. Secondly, how are we going to fund and about what's the estimate to keep it maintained perpetually here in perpetuity. And then the third part, the third question is probably the toughest question to answer, but we want to make sure that we nail it, is you know, the sustainability of it, you know, the accessibility of it. You know, what's it going to be used for? How are people going to get into it? You know, how is it going to be more than just something you can see up from the road? You know, you're going to be able to get into it, or take tours of it, or you know, book a tour, or whatever that is. So those are kind of the three questions that we want to answer. And this, you know, it has some people that are interested in history. You know, the people from the historical museum are going to be there. The people from the county, myself. You know, so we're just going to kind of just spitball a little bit. And then I had you know, fortune of talking with Jerry Bedker here this afternoon, to talk a little bit about his family's involvement with it over the years, and I think, you know, between all of those, if we kind of package this thing correctly, that, you know, not only is the funding going to be there, but you know, maybe asking for a little bit of community match too with this funding backing from the citizens, but also you know, but also kind of how it's going to be used going forward. And I think those are the questions that, you know, I had, and I think the council had. So I guess I just kind of wanted to bring that to your attention and answer any questions.
Yeah, there has been comments made that the Historical Society wanted to move it or whatever to another site. Is that still?
No, not that, since I've met with them a couple times, that's not really what they want. I think the idea is that it would stay at its present location.
Stay at present.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the Historical Society is involved as far as their stuff that's in it. You know, they're going to have a knowledge and history of it. They can help us develop some, you know, I think some signage up there would be great. You know, kind of those bronze type signs that are historical markers talking about what it is and who's there. So I think those people are all going to be involved. But again, you know, big question. You know, I think the fixing and finding the money and those things are all available and readily available. I think it's just we want to make sure that we answer, you know, how are people going to get into it? How are we going to, you know, we're going to have, like I said, part of my ideas was, you know, have its own little page on our website. You know, just have it accessible so that people can use it and get into it. You know, see if we can re-engage the school district to kind of use it as a little historical tour piece. And I know they go look at other little things, so not necessarily they have to do like they did in the old days where they would actually do a half a day of school there, but at least they could go through it and see it as a little field trip right here in town. Those types of things that will get a, you know, maybe light for a long time. So trying to move a little bit away from the taxpayer to kind of more citizen funded and those things. So I don't know if anybody has anything to add, or Jerry, if I did it right, or Jerry.
Sure.
We had a good discussion.
I'd, you won't have any trouble hearing me, I don't
Yeah,
think.
we're gonna drag you clear up.
Whatever. Thank you for the opportunity here. I'd have to credit Terry for writing articles on this issue. I read in the Boyd Hall, a couple of them, and had I not read it there, I probably would not be here because I wouldn't know that it was an issue. We moved away from Boyd, coming up 9 years now this fall, so I've been gone for a while, but not really. You know, I still feel that we still have an active business here in town. And Bedker Enterprises, believe it or not, our fertilizer company is still alive. We've not reached the point yet where we can liquidate it. So we've got some assets still left there. Tom used to work for me, and I'm very proud of him serving as mayor in this community. Anyway, just in summary, I would say that we're prepared. When I say we, I mean my wife and I, and the remnants of Bedker Enterprises is prepared to basically be a very substantial funder, especially of the upfront costs. Now, yet to be determined is exactly how that would be done. I would lean towards some kind of matching program, 2 for 1, 3 for 1, even 4 for 1. The objective there was to get people engaged and feel like they had a stake in the outcome. That's all yet to be through discussion and agreement and so forth and so on. We're not there yet. I just want to give you the message that I think we can make it work in terms of the upfront cost. And I'm very appreciative of the indication from the city and from the county, as I understand it, that there some help would prospectively be available to do some of the actual repair work. The key issue, as far as I'm concerned anyway, is what do we do going forward? Because if we don't have a substantial commitment to maintain this building going forward, then this is literally throwing money down the drain. And that's a bad idea. So I think it is, one of the interesting things, it kind of indicates the change in timing. Nobody says found yet, to my knowledge, any kind of document that would be descriptive of how and why this was done. It was just done. Going forward, I think we need to all feel more comfortable if we had some kind of written agreement and documents, so everyone knew who was responsible for what. And I would say absent that, I hate to sound harsh, but I think you should just let it rot. Because that's what will happen without a